Live. Going live on YouTube. All right. Good to be back today. It's a beautiful day today. It's a little cold today, about 22 degrees this morning, and it's a little chilly. I mean, you can definitely tell that the winter's here. We got a little bit of snow last night. But all in all, great day. Great day to be alive. Great day to celebrate life and to have the gift of life. Today, I want to talk about fear, and more specifically about fear being a liar. Fear is a liar, and I can tell you that by many fears and many times that I have feared something was going to happen in my life, and it didn't, and it just created fear and anxiety and worry and doubt. So I know for a fact that fear is a liar, because I think that we make up fear. We give fear power. We create the fear. And in order for fear to exist, we have to feed it. In order for fear to have a place in our life, we have to make it real in our minds. And that's the only way fear can be real, and is in our minds. Because if we allow anything else in our minds that can overcome fear, that can shut fear down, then that proves that fear cannot exist as long as we are shutting it down in our lives, in our minds, in our everyday lives. Good example. This morning I woke up, had horrible dreams last night, had night terrors. And I have them sometimes, because sometimes when I get going so much and my mind is racing and I just have a lot to do, as far as my job and my online business and kids and just everything else I pile on top of that, it feels like the enemy can get to me easier, because I'm not as guarded. And if my mind is in several places, fear can creep in. And having these dreams used to be so real to me. Dreams used to be sometimes an end all for my day, because I would let it control my day. I would let it control my mood, how I was going to act that day. And this morning, waking up to these dreams, and these dreams were dreams of things that happened in the past experiences that I experienced when I was a child, when I was growing up. And they were real in my life at a time. At a time, these fears that I'm creating in my dreams were real at a time. So I'm not going to discredit that sometimes we go through life experiences and we experience things, whether it be abuse, whether it be addiction, as far as like our spouse or our parents, or someone important in our life, or anything like that, or if we went through some trauma, as far as like a car accident, or just different things that arises that fear because we've been through things in our lives. I'm not discrediting that. I'm not discrediting that we have been through things in our lives that can bring up those fears. But at the time, today, I am not living that way anymore. And I don't subject myself to that way of living anymore, as far as how I lived as a child. I've grown up, and I'm who I am today, and I know who I am today, and I'm not allowing that fear to control my life. So back to my dreams, I had these dreams last night, and I woke up this morning just discouraged and just so fearful and so full of remorse and regret, and just who I was seeing myself through my dream was not who I was. That's what I'm really trying to say. And who I was seeing myself for in my dreams was not a reality. So I had to take a step back and I had to say, you know what? This is not real. This is not real. At this time in my life, this is not real. And whether or not it did happen in my past, which it did, a lot of the things that I do dream about, some of them are made up, some of them are unrealistic things that obviously probably won't ever happen. But some things are on the borderline of, okay, this is fear or reality, and where am I gonna put myself in the middle of that? Am I going to allow that fear to take me over and ruin my day? Or am I going to say, shut up, you're not real, this is who I am today, this is who I'm going to be today, this is who I'm going to strive to be today? And I mean, we have all kinds of fears. I mean, I have fears that I have no evidence for. I have no evidence for me personally. I mean, I can look at a lot of fears that I've had over the past, and even to this day, I have a fear of flying. Um, I have no evidence that says I should have a fear of flying, other than I've seen that there has been some plane crashes since I've been alive. Probably as much as I can count right here that I know of, that I've read about or seen on TV. So the media showed me a plane crash, and I believe that to be true. So that means every time I'm hopping on a plane, I have that fear in my mind that I could probably crash. This plane could probably crash and I could probably die. Okay. Well, a lot of things could happen. I mean, driving to the airport is probably more probable for me to actually get in an accident and die. So the point is, I mean, there's so many fears that we make up in our mind that are not based on evidence, that are not based on actual experiences that we went through. And we create them to be so real in our lives. We create them to be something that has substance, something that we can touch and feel. But really, that's all in our mind. That's all in our mind. That's all um, just something that we're making up, and it's not real. It's a lie. Fear is a lie, and in order to overcome that fear, we have to have a sense of balance, I would say, and a sense of knowing that there's something bigger than that fear. And for me, that fear is overtaken by love, and that fear is overtaken by me knowing what I believe today and the person I am today. That I can look in the mirror and I can say that may have been me years ago, but today that's not me. I don't live in my past. I live for today. I live for the person I am today. And while I'm thinking about it, there's another example of fear. This is how ridiculous we can make fear in our lives. So hopefully you can see this. This is a doll, okay? She used to be my grandma's, and she passed away, and we actually acquired it from some of her belongings. And this sits in the closet in my son's room, my 7-year-old son's room. And my 3-year-old son always goes into the room and says, "Dad, there is a creepy doll in Bubby's room in the closet." I'm like, "Really?" So I go in there, and this is what's there. Okay, this doll. Where does he get that? That this is scary and he should be afraid of this. That this is a legitimate fear. This is a doll. It's an object. There's nothing this thing can do to you. And that's what I tell him. I say, "Why are you afraid of that? Who told you to be afraid of that? Where did you see that? Where did you hear that?" And that's why I caution my kids, and I am very watchful of what they're watching and what they're listening to as far as the media goes, as far as what they're being told through YouTube videos, through social media, even games. There's so many things in games that teaches you to be afraid of people, to be afraid of situations, to be afraid of certain things that aren't even real. I mean, zombies is a good example. I mean, I know we just got through the Halloween season and taking my kids trick or treating, and we're going to these houses, and they have all this stuff of just corpses and just I mean, there was a house that they had blood on the ground. There was just blood running down the walls, and it wasn't actual blood, but I mean, obviously they were trying to imitate blood and make it look scary for kids. But how is that real? How is that controlling their lives? How is that making them be the person that they are today? How is that making me be the person I am today? It's not. It doesn't control me. And the only time it controls me is when I allow it to control me. When I allow that fear to take over, when I allow that fear to run my life. I do believe that there is some healthy fears. I believe there is some healthy fears. Um, Obviously, I mean, we don't know what's going to go on these days. These days are crazy, and the fear of uncertainty, the fear of not knowing what tomorrow's going to bring, or not knowing who the president is, for God's sakes. I mean, either way, our country's going to change. There's going to be something that's going to happen, but I can't live there. I can't live in that fear. I can't live in tomorrow. I can't live in whenever that's going to happen. I have to live for today. And I have to trust God. I have to really trust God and put all my strength into Him and all my fears and doubts into Him and say, you know what? This is what I'm going to do today. This is who I'm going to be today. And you're in control of the rest. And I'm only going to control what I can, and that's me and the fears I allow in my life, because I do allow fears in my life sometimes. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say I'm a perfect person. I'm not going to say I don't make mistakes. I allow fears in my life sometimes, but I have to make that choice every single day, whether or not I'm going to allow that in my life. So with that, I'm gonna hop off. I really appreciate people hopping on. If you did, I really hope that you got something out of this, and hope that I encourage you today. Hope that you can find that balance in between fear and reality, and know that fear is a liar, and fear will steal everything away from you if you allow it. And ultimately, fear will kill you if you allow it. But you don't have to make that decision. You don't have to make that choice to have fear be prevalent in your life and run your life. So thanks for hopping on, and I'll see you on the next one. And remember, take action today in your life. Take action today in everything that you do, and results will come, and they'll be good if you take the correct actions. All right. See you on the next one.